transhumanism basically is a cultural movement. It's a worldwide movement of individuals who are looking towards, in ways of ethical use of technology, evidence-based science, to ameliorate many of the human conditions that we faced for years that have kept us in a rigid position, meaning, number one, our psychology, that we can't do maybe something that we thought we could, and this stems from mythology. Certain myths like Pandora's box or Icarus, or flying too high, reaching out too far. Those myths have sequestered humans to not go too far or reach out or uncover the unknown or question the status. That's very important. Number two, in our biology, the human lifespan is rather short. Anyone over 50 will tell you that. Under 50 probably not realize it yet. But when we look at the time frame or the shelf life of a human body, human mind, human being, it's around anywhere between 80 to 95 years. If you live longer than that, then you're fragile and healthy, perhaps not. But from the day we're born, we fight off disease. And it's an ongoing process to continually be warding off disease and the finality of death. So in our biology, the transhumanist perspective there is we can ameliorate some of the cellular damage, some of the genetic blueprint of each person and our species in transcending that shelf life to live a longer, healthier life. Other areas are certainly important, but the two basic areas are the cognitive reasoning, our mind, who we are, our personal identity, the purposefulness of a human in life, and how we live our life, our existence. And that stems from the philosophy of transhumanism, where the movement practices the philosophy. But basically, if you look at the philosophy, and I'll read it to you from the book that you mentioned. Thank you so much for mentioning it. It's a short starter book. And I wrote this because I had a longer book, The Transhumanist Reader, which I'll hold up for you right here. And this is more an academic book, and there's 42 authors in it, very high-end academics who are thought leaders in their respective fields. But I'll just read you this. To explain the philosophy of transhumanism is not a daring, but it can be daunting. From the philosophical worldview to the ever-growing global movement, differing transhumanist perspectives have taken shape. Nonetheless, the core ideas and central themes, purpose and goals that give transhumanism its fundamental identity have not changed and continue to be more valued aspects of the theory. Now, you might say, so what does this mean? This means, bottom line, that humanism stems from more of a secular view of humanity's existence, apart from religious or spiritual views. But transhumanism does not necessarily negate religious or spiritual views. It's just not based on them. Okay, then you might say, well, what about political views? Well, transhumanism is not founded in any one political perspective, because as a global movement, there are so many political perspectives. And to say there's only one, or you must follow this reasoning, would be unhealthy and illogical. So with that in mind, we would look more towards the fundamental values within the political spectrum. Human rights, morphological freedom, the ability to augment one's body to enhance or not to enhance, certainly ethical use of genetic engineering and stem cell therapies and gene therapies, et cetera, for a healthy, longer life. So in a nutshell, the transhumanist perspective is to see the human be a healthier, longer living individual as we continue to evolve and within the ecological environment here on Earth, and as we move out to space and live in various habitats.